meeting is being recorded.
Hey, Kristen. All right. Well, welcome to another episode of Dish It Out, where I, Lindsey Christopherson, your host, will be dishing out a heaping helping of inspiration, sometimes for your kitchen, but mostly just for life. And today, our guest speaker is my friend, Kristen Rourke. So Kristen Rourke is the founder and CEO of Busy Mom Bod, and she's a proud mom of 5 girls ages 18, 7, 5, 4, and 5 months. And girl, do I know, you are in the thick of it. I've been there, done that. While fitness has always been a part of Kristen's life, it wasn't until she experienced her first miscarriage that she recognized just how much she had been pouring into others while neglecting herself. I think we've done that, haven't we? And that moment really became her turning point, not just in her health journey, but in her purpose. And I love that. So she realized how common it is for mothers to put their own needs last. She set out to change that. Through the Busy Mom Bod, Kristen helps other moms shift from survival to strength, both physically, mentally, and emotionally, so that they can show up for themselves and their families. And you guys, I can tell from personal experience just how authentic and generous Kristen is, and she's so helpful with what she shares. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear from her. So without further ado, Kristen, the mic is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yes, as Lindsey said, I am a mom of 5, 5 girls. So I know what it's like to feel stretched thin, to feel overwhelmed, to feel like you're holding everything together but yourself, which is all so common. And I really wanted to just talk about something I feel super deeply about is taking care of your health, your body, your mental health, your energy. And it's not just for your kids, it's also for you. And I think, doing what needs to be done for yourself and turns around and helps your family and your kids as well. So putting yourself on the back burner is just not sustainable. It is not what it's not what you need. It's not what your family needs. And so it's kind of my whole thing. So let's be honest. How many times have you skipped a meal or pushed off a workout or stayed up too late because you're trying to get things done, or you're even just trying to get alone time? I know I'm guilty of doing all of these things pretty regularly. So I'm not here to preach about being perfect, because we all have to do what we need to do to survive. But what I want to help you to do is to be more intentional and be more mindful about taking small steps for yourself, because we're moms, we're busy. Everyone's counting on us. We're like literally everyone needs mom, right? Even if dad is sitting there, I feel like they still ask mom for things. So just being more intentional and mindful is really what I try teaching to moms. We're taught, that being a good mom is about putting everyone else's needs first. And I feel like we also just do it naturally. Constantly giving without receiving or refueling leads to burnout. It leads to resentment. It leads to health issues. It leads to an unhappy, cranky mom. I mean, how often are we yelling at our kids because we're not fueling ourselves. We're not taking care of ourselves. Close the door, of course. I'm doing something. Close the door, please. Sorry. Speaking of, there's a kid.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's bound to happen, right? That's mom life. Where was I? We need to refuel ourselves because we become just less patient when we are not taking care of our own needs. I've been there. We've all been there, thinking that you're going to take care of yourself after the baby starts sleeping better, or after the kids are older, or when the house is clean. There's always going to be something that's going to be needs to be done first. So, but you can't wait for the perfect time, or you'll always be waiting. You'll always be putting yourself last. So, like I said, it's about being mindful. It's about being intentional. Taking care of yourself isn't indulgent. It's being responsible. It's being a responsible mom. You can't expect your phone to run on 1% throughout the day. And moms, we do this all the time to ourselves. Movement, rest, nourishment. They're not luxuries. They're how we build our resilience and we show up for ourselves. And that's how you build strength and patience and resiliency. When you're thriving as a mom, as a woman, your whole family benefits. It's not just it is about you, but it's also it benefits everyone around you. You're teaching your kids what it looks like to have value with their health, confidence, boundaries. And as a girl mom, this is super, super important to me because I am their role model. I'm the one modeling this behavior that they are watching and immersed in. And if I'm not taking care of myself, then I don't want them growing up not doing the same thing. And I feel like we learn a lot of things by immersion. I know watching my mom as a child, she was constantly, um, following the fad diets and the diet culture and burnt out and running herself ragged. And I, as a mom, I don't want to be teaching my children that that's normal. I don't want to be doing that same thing. We're breaking cycles. We're breaking through like these generational things. And so, we blah 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 what we want to do is take small tiny steps. What does self-care actually look like? It looks like we're not doing the all or nothing. I that was my biggest hang up, I think, when I realized how much I had been neglecting myself, is I was stuck in the all or nothing mentality. Growing up an athlete, I was used to spending hours training, hours at the gym, and that was a norm to me. So I didn't realize, like, I was stuck in this spot where I was like, if I don't have 2 hours to spend working out, then it's not worth anything. It's not going to do me any good. And I had to break through that all or nothing mentality. Once I realized that I was neglecting myself, like I didn't know who I was anymore other than a mom. And when I had my first miscarriage, I kept putting off taking care of myself for my pregnancies and for the nursing babies. And it became my identity. And I was like, this isn't who I am as a person. And especially if I'm not continuing down this road of pregnancy after pregnancy after pregnancy, I needed to take care of myself a little better. And it helped me physically, it helped me mentally, because a lot of times we're so stuck in the thick of it that we don't see what's in front of our faces. Sometimes it takes like a big blow for us to be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Um, so it's not the all or nothing. Dropping the all or nothing mentality. It's doing the small things. A 10-minute walk. Um, Adding one vegetable to a meal. Drinking water before you have your first cup of coffee. Doing squats while you're brushing my teeth. That's one of my favorite things to do. Push-ups while watching TV or commercials. Stretching before you go to bed. Going to bed half an hour early. These are all such small little things, and it's 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. It's not about we don't have time, well, at least a lot of us don't have time to spend hours at the gym or thinking about these things. It's just about these small, tiny steps that we can take every single day and stacking these little wins, and not waiting for these big, giant things to be in front of us. Um, Give yourself permission to start small and to be proud of it. And I don't recommend starting like trying to add all these things to your routine right away. It's about adding small things 1 week, and then stacking them. So let's say if you're the first thing that feels easiest to you would be to start drinking a cup of water when you first wake up. That's the only thing I would want you to focus on. It would be just that one thing. And once you feel like you can do that without it being a challenge and something that it's then you can add another thing like squats while you're brushing your teeth. That's one of my favorites because it's not taking any other time. Everyone's brushing their teeth. So do those squats and then add a vegetable to your meals. So it's just adding these little things throughout your day, without worrying about trying to do a gazillion extra things. because that's when we get overwhelmed. That's when we feel like there's just too much to do. And when you start feeling overwhelmed, you're more likely to not do anything at all, right? How many of you like just stop when you're like, I can't do it, instead of just breaking it down even smaller, small steps. So I want you to ask yourself, what is one small thing that I can do for myself today? And then maybe it's as simple as putting your workout clothes next to on your nightstand. That's one of the things that I still do to this day. It's the first thing I put on in the morning as I put my workout clothes on. And I may not be working out right away, but it activates me to do small things throughout my morning. Maybe it's going to bed in half an hour early. Maybe it is like I said, adding an extra vegetable, drinking an extra cup of coffee or water before your coffee. Make it simple, make it doable, and do it for you. Do it for you and your mental health and your health. Me personally right now, I'm committing to strength training every single day this week. And it's not like going to the gym and doing these big routines. It's right now I'm focusing on doing squats while I'm brushing my teeth. And some days that's all I'm doing. But other days, and I can go to bed knowing that I did something. But other days I'm adding push-ups, and other days I'm adding my core routine. And it's all about what I can squeeze in, because life is busy, life gets in the way. But just doing one small thing each day, like, makes me feel good at the end of the day. It makes me feel like I showed up for myself.
Mhm.
So that's kind of my, that's what I really try to help women do, is like finding those small things to add every single day, because it adds up, and it's not about overhauling your life. It's not about overhauling your world. It's about just adding these small little wins and then showing up for yourself, because that's how you build confidence. When you show up for yourself, that's when you start seeing, and believing in yourself. And that's what we all want to feel. We want to feel good. So it's kind of
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
I feel like I just
Well,
spewed aloud, but
no, you preached. I mean, seriously, you just have a way of saying it that makes it feel like so achievable. And I'm going to repeat some of the things that you said, but it's because I think they're really important for people to hear. And that is, we can't wait for the perfect time, or we'll always be waiting. That's so true in so many like facets of our life,
yes.
but especially when it comes to ourself. And I loved that you said that our phones can't do 1% all day, and neither can we. Like, that's and it's so true. Um, and I really love, just doing the stacking, like just doing the little things and kind of stacking them, like the little wins one at a time. I can totally squat while I brush my teeth. Like you said, I'm already doing it. So I love that.
Yeah.
I think that'll probably be the first thing that I include into my day. And you're absolutely right. If all we do is just the one thing for us, at least at the end of the day, we can say we did that. And
Yes.
that is a feel good moment for us moms. So
And it's
I
so
love that.
hard. It's so hard, because we are busy, and I never want life to be too busy for you to take care of yourself. So it's like, so I try to break it down and make it super manageable and not
Yeah.
overwhelming, because I know that feeling of overwhelm. I think as moms, we know, like, that's a very common feeling. And the last thing I don't want your health and your wellness to feel overwhelming, because life can already be so overwhelming. So
Exactly. Well, you definitely make it feel like it can be manageable and achievable. So I appreciate this so much. And I'm wondering, how can my followers connect with you? Because I'm sure that there's people listening that are going to want to know more about you and what you do and what you
So
offer. So
I'm on Instagram. You can find me at Busy Mom Bod. I'm also on Facebook under Kristen Rourke, my name. So I'm pretty easy to find. And I've always got
cool.
freebies. I've always got giveaways. So definitely try to find me, and I'd love to help in any way.
Awesome. Perfect. And we'll make sure that we share the links to Facebook and Instagram in the show notes so that they can click and find you really easy that way. But thank you so
Yeah.
much, Kristen, for being a guest speaker today. I know that you dropped some truth bombs and shared some real value. So thank you so much. And I'm sure that the listeners enjoyed it as well.
Okay, well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right. We'll see ya.
Bye.
The record